Simply Shay, Simply Shay.
Hey Shay with the word of the day. Rumble with the things you say. It's your girl Simply Shay. This feels the word of the day. It's Simply Shay. It's Simply Shay. It's Simply Shay.
Simply Shay, Simply Shay. Shay, 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 Shay.
Simply Shay.
Simply Shay, Simply Shay, Simply Shay.
In all honesty, like, I count it a blessing that my God thought enough of me and my family to say, hey, I can put this traumatic thing on them. I can put what would be unbearable to some. I could put what would drive some to the crazy house, what would drive others to kill themselves, what would drive others. I can put what other people couldn't handle on this family, on my daughter, on my son. God thought enough of us to say, hey, Hughes family, I think enough of you that you can handle this. And obviously, it's something that in ourselves, I tell you, I mean, I've been saying this, in myself, legitimately almost lost my mind, lost myself, did lose myself. Like, legitimately could not have made it. But it's about that thorn in the flesh. I talked to you guys about that, I think, in my I'm Not Perfect video when Paul was talking about, you know, God, please take this, you know, thorn from me and thorn in my flesh and all that stuff. Like, God places it there so that you have a reason to continue to pray to Him. Now, you know that you struggle with lust. You know you struggle with anger. I don't know. You know you struggle with alcoholism. You know you struggle with whatever it is. So if you don't pray to me, if you don't stay at my feet, if you don't, you know, make it consistent, you're going to keep falling to the same thing. And if you really want change, you're going to have to stay at my feet. And that's what God did for me and my family. Yeah, it didn't feel good. No, it still doesn't feel very good. As you can see, I still get a little emotional about it sometimes. But at the end of the day, God thought enough of us and enough about our souls, enough about our salvation to say, hey, I'm going to put this thorn in your flesh. I'm going to give you on top of like the other stuff. I'm going to give this to you as a family, as a group, as a unit. And I want to see how you all react. Are you going to still reverence me? Are you going to still honor me? Are you going to still give me glory? Or was that all just talk? Was that all just talk? I was just talking to my mom about how God even will do things like that in the small things when it comes to tithing or blessing people. How if He tells you that I'm definitely that person. If God tells me to do something, especially like when it comes to blessing people, even if I don't see how I'm going to get the, like, you know what I mean, that I need that money or whatever the case may be, I'm not going to argue with God about it. And I can think of 2 occasions where I've given and literally almost immediately gotten back either exactly what I just gave or double, more. That's just the type of God that we serve. So how could I not think, how could my family not think, okay, God, you've given us this test, you've given us this trial, you've given us this thorn. We have to go through it the right way. I'm still going to honor you. That's something me and my mom say every day. God, even if you don't do it. God, even if you don't do it, you have done enough. You have been sovereign enough. You have been just enough. You have been, just enough to say that even if you don't bring my father home, I'm still going to serve you. I'm still going to praise you. I'm still going to honor you. I'm still going to stay at your feet. Because I know, first and foremost, if I don't, damnation is going to be my portion. But also because in the midst of the battle, in the midst of the trial, you've been so good, so sovereign, so just amazing. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? The only reason why we've made it this far is because of you. The only reason we're in our right minds right now is because of you. The only reason we aren't walking around here heartbroken and angry at the world is because of you. So why wouldn't I? So my encouragement to you all is to allow God to fill the void of what you're missing. For me, it's my father. That's like my main thing. I talk to you guys sometimes about like the loneliness aspect. And so for some of you guys, it may be a significant other or, you know, something else that's void. But for me, that is my main thing. It's my father. Because my dad was like my best friend. Thinking, again, like I said, my biggest fear, that he won't get to walk me down the aisle. Like, that bothers me sometimes. But I trust God enough. I trust God enough. And God has also been too good to me in the sense of even providing me with a pastor that I know is my spiritual father, and you know what I mean, prays for me and is there for me. Is it my dad? You know what I mean? Is it the relationship that I want with my dad? No. But God still thought enough of me to give me a spiritual leader. 2 spiritual leaders. Him and his wife are amazing. They're my spiritual parents. To check on me, to love me, you know what I mean? So even when God takes things from us, it's never to hurt us. It's never with the intent that either you'll never get it back, or that he's trying to be mean, or that he's trying to be spiteful, or that he's just trying to hurt you. He always does it for a reason. It's always for a reason. Even if you don't ever see it, you have to have enough faith in God to know and understand that it's for a reason. To know and understand that he loves you enough, thinks enough of you, to not only put the trial in front of you, but to be right there with you. The times that I felt my loneliness and my most down and just out wasn't because God left me. It was because I left him. It was because I started to walk away. It was because I started to create distance, not because he started to create distance. Every step of the way that I've allowed him to be, that I've stayed at his feet, God has been right there, holding my head up, pushing me forward, telling me it's going to be okay. Daughter, I have you. Daughter, just keep pushing. Daughter, you're almost there. You're almost there. I know you can see the light. Just look at the light. Just follow my voice. Just listen to what it is that I'm telling you to do. Every step of the way. As long as I've listened. As long as I've stayed glued to his side. Stayed at his feet. He's been right there. Filling that void. Touching that hurt place. Feeling the loneliness. Feeling the sadness. Feeling the brokenness. Feeling the anger. Because I was angry too. Not at God, but at certain people and just like the situation. Feeling all of those things. And he's still doing it. And nevertheless, I still trust him. Nevertheless, I still have this YouTube channel where I'm always talking about him. Nevertheless, we're still here. We're still here. So my encouragement to you guys is to allow God to fill the void. Allow him to be God in your life. Allow him to get into and be a part of all things concerning you. Not just the good, not just the blessing aspect. Because he's not just in the blessing business. He's in the healing business too. He's in the fixing business too. He's in the pottery business too. And I can't imagine that it feels good for clay, if clay can have a, senses or whatever, that it feels good when they stretching and pushing and all of that stuff. But the finished product is what matters. It's the same way with God. This doesn't feel good all the time. It's not the ideal situation. Some of the other things that I've been through in life isn't ideal, does not feel good. It's exhausting. It hurts. I'm tired. You know what I mean? All the things that we say. But at the end of the day, my focus and my mind is on the expected end. It's on the expected end. It's on the promise. It's on the promise that even if the next time that I get to see and hug my father is in heaven, that's okay. And I'm not crying because like I'm forcing myself to say this, but it's so real for me. It's so real for me. That's how much faith and trust that I have in God. That even if he doesn't do what he's already promised, even if he doesn't do, like even if you don't do it, God, I'm still going to serve you. I'm still going to trust you. I'm still going to march with you every step of the way. I'm still going to stay at your feet, even if you don't do it. Because I know that your will is perfect. Your plan is perfect. That you know more than I could ever know. That you have the best in mind for me. That if you could put Paul and Silas and Job and all of these people in the Bible through trials and tribulations, and some of them, you know what I mean, never really saw a happy ending. Why am I any better? Why am I any different? If you can put your son through dying on a cross, geez, it's not a happy ending. A perfect man. Sinless man. I definitely am no better. Like, not even close. Anybody that said that they close to Jesus is a liar. But, like, not even close. Listen, I hope that this encouraged you all. I hope that it gave you all something to grasp hold of, that sharing my testimony gave you your second win that you needed to continue pushing, to continue fighting no matter the circumstances and no matter what it looks like. And I hope that it blessed you just as much as sharing it has blessed me. And listen, guys, listen. Continue to grow and glow every single day. Bye.